Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a review on the brand new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes eyeshadow palette. And I wanted to get this video up a little bit sooner. However, I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I have a cold. I feel actually pretty good today, so that's why I'm filming. And I wanted to get this up as soon as possible for you guys because I know this palette has actually already sold out on Sephora US. It retails for $68 US, but you can also get it on the Makeup by Mario website. Still available in Canada from checking today, and it is $85 Canadian. You can also get it in Canada on the Makeup by Mario website, but you're going to be paying $10 more because he charges duties. So if you can get it on Sephora, you get it cheaper, plus it's the sale right now, so you may as well get it there. That is what I did. I used my discount on this palette. It was a little bit better in price, still very, very pricey. When I saw the price jump from this palette from the last one, I was in shock. I can see palettes going up a little bit, but the price jump on this, wow. Is this going to be putting itself on my eyes for me? I hope so, for that price. It is pricey. I agree with every single one commenting on the price. I am with you. It is a pricey palette. We have 12 shades included in this palette. It is stunning. When I saw it in person, it is even more beautiful. I love the color story. I love how it's more neutral than pulling cool or warm. It's a true neutral palette. The conception of this is something that I just think is what dreams are made of. I love it. Do I think you can dupe this palette? Absolutely. The color story you can 100% dupe. I have some that I'm going to share at the end of the video that you might already have in your collection that can create some similar looks. However, what makes this unique is the formulas in this palette. So I was watching a live by Mario and he explained more about the palette, which I thought I'd share with you guys in this video because it's always nice to have as much information as possible when you're going to be spending this kind of coin on a palette. We have 12 shades inspired by tones in nature, and the array of textures work in harmony to create effortless, ethereal looks. We have 3 glossy shimmers, 7 suede mattes, and 2 modern metallics. The glossy shimmers and the suede mattes are actually a first to market formula. Both those formulas are new. Never been seen before, so that is something special about this palette, is that you're going to get those new formulas. This is also Mario's first multi-texture palette. He had his Master Mattes palette previous, which is obviously all mattes, and then he also had his Master Metallics, I believe it's called. I never actually picked that one up. This is the first one that has a variety of textures in it, so you really get to play with a bunch of different formulas, which is nice to have. This was one of the worst times to get sick because I wanted to put this on my eyes. I don't know if you're anything like me, but when I get a cold, it affects my eyes so bad. But right now, I feel like I'm pretty good. They don't look too red. I don't feel irritated. I feel pretty healthy right now. So we're gonna go ahead and create something. I have no idea what I'm going to create with this. I have a couple looks in mind that I do want to do, so I think I'm actually going to use this again in a trying new makeup with a bunch of the stuff that I got from my Sephora sale haul. I wanted to start out with a halo eye because I saw Mario create a really beautiful evening look, and when I look at this palette, I think elegance. When I see this, I see ethereal. I see what he wanted to create with this. It is such a stunning palette, especially in person. These swatch immaculately. They go on so buttery smooth, and I'm hoping the performance is the same on the eyes. So he did create these with a translucency to them, both the glossy shimmers and the suede matte formula. So you're gonna be able to build these up. The glossy shimmers are transparent, so you're gonna not have a pigment backing to them. You can see in the swatches what I mean by that. The suede mattes, you can build them. So you can get a nice sheer, beautiful wash of color just by putting a little bit on the eye, which I love. That I feel like works perfectly with an ethereal eyeshadow palette because you wanna be able to create that soft look. You don't necessarily want to deepen it up if you want an ethereal look. However, you can apparently do that with this palette, but I want to keep it fairly light and how I feel like he intended this palette to be. Just soft, ethereal, really elegant and beautiful. So that's the kind of look I want to do today. Might step it up a little bit more when I do a second look. I also forgot to mention that when this came to me, it has a nick already out of it. So the packaging is substantially different from the Master Mattes. This is a glossy plastic. This is a matte metal packaging, and you can see that the paint or whatever is used on here can ship off, which is really annoying because I didn't do that myself. It came like that, but it is weighted, has much more weight to it, and also it has a full mirror. It goes right to the edge, which is really nice. It's a beautiful quality mirror. The names on the back are really easy because you just have EE1 to 12, which stands for Ethereal Eyes. So I'm gonna start off with a mixture of EE4 and EE9. I'm just gonna lightly go in my crease. I wanna do a soft halo. Always when I do halo eyes, I kind of build it up a lot. And I saw something Mario did, which I kind of wanted to replicate. But you can see how softly that goes on, blends itself. I can definitely tell what he means by a translucent matte. I think with these sort of tones and colors in particular, it's a really excellent formula to choose. I went in with a little bit more product for that one. So I'm just going to match the other eye. I'm gonna start building up the inner and outer corner with the same mixture of shades. I personally think the formula is really easy to work with. I'm having absolutely no issue. Minimal fallout. I don't even know what that is right there. I don't think that was even eyeshadow. Like an eye goop. I'm so sick. I'm gonna lightly go around the edges with EE3 just to soften everything up. When I dip in, a lot of kick up, very, very powdery and soft. Normally with halo eyes, I'm using something with a little bit more pigment in the center to pop. However, since I'm using these glossy shimmers and they have this translucent base to them, I want to make my center of the eye as even as possible because right now I just have blend over from where I put the darker shadows. So I'm going to go in with the lightest shade in the palette, which is EE1, and just kind of clean up the center of my eyelid. Mario said his favorite shade in the palette was EE6. That is the glossy shimmer that I want to go in and use as the pop in the center of my lid. So I'm just taking a finger, going into the shade. Super soft and thin. When you feel it, you'll know what I mean. There's also an adherence that's built into these glossy shimmers that is gonna have it stick to your lid. You're not gonna need a glitter adhesive. It doesn't feel like one because they are so thin, but I can tell that it definitely sticks on and stays put. Very minimal fallout. Obviously, you're gonna get some anytime you work with glitter, just the nature of glitter. However, I do feel like it is minimal. For $85, I would hope that these do have some sort of adhesive included. Normally I'd go back in, deepen up the corners even more, but I like how soft but punchy this looks. So definitely something evening for me, I feel like. The glitters just take it there. Those are the stars of the palette. If you're wanting to get this palette, you're getting it for these topper shades. Even though the matte formula is new to market, I feel like you can still dupe the colors. Is it that special of a formula to warrant the price tag? Probably not. However, I really like it, easy to work with, and the color story is beautiful. So I'm just gonna go ahead, jump off camera, finish off the rest of my eyes, come back. I'm gonna show you the dupes for this palette. So here is the completed look. I just quickly finished off the lower lash line. I mixed the same two shades that I did in my crease for the lower lash line, and then I also added just a hint of EE12 with a pencil brush to the outer corner of my eye just to give it a little bit more depth there. But I'll have everything linked down below that I have on my face in addition to this palette. I'm going to show you some dupes that I have now. So some are better than others, but you're going to get similar kind of effect. Yes, I believe you can easily dupe this color story, but as I said, you're going to get the different formulas in this palette. They're new to market, so that's what makes it special. Also limited edition. It's Makeup by Mario. I love him. He's my favorite makeup artist, so I think it's worth it for me. That's up for you to decide if this is something that's worth your money. I think during the sale is a good time to buy it. But here, in terms of finishes as well as the color story, I feel like this is the closest you're gonna get from what I have in my collection. So this is Manny's brand. It is Lunar Beauty, and this is the Nude Prism palette. You get those really pretty topper metallic finish shades as well as the same tones, but even more in the Nude Prism. So if I were to tell you to pick one, I'd probably go this way myself. However, I love Makeup by Mario, so I can warrant both for myself, but Nude Prism is one of my favorite palettes, and it has very similar color story, very similar sort of finishes if you want those sparkly type shades. Then these ones are all close, but definitely different. The Nude Prism one is just the closest thing I had, but I wanted to pull things that were fairly similar. This is the Vanity Makeup Palette, Patrick Ta for eyes, but more warm. We have the Tati Beauty Palette, which is no longer made, but I figure if some of you are like me and still have it, it's a good comparison to have. One of my favorite eyeshadow companies, bPerfect Cosmetics. Similar color story. You don't get those kind of glitter toppers in it, but the color story is very similar. And then for comparison's sake, I do have the Natasha Denona Glam Palette. You can see that the Mario is way more neutral and the Glam is way more cool. Cool. I don't know why I said it like that. All in all, I really enjoyed working with the palette. I know it's been getting mixed reviews. I'm curious as to why this was made limited edition because I think it's so stunning and should be a core palette for Makeup by Mario because he said he dreamed this for years, and why would you want something like that to not exist forever? If you spent that much time, like, I want it forever. I don't understand that aspect, but I guess there's demand for it if it's limited edition. So if you can get your hands on it and you want it, definitely don't sleep on it because, as I said, it has sold out on Sephora US, still available on the Makeup by Mario website. I'll have both linked below. If you're in Canada, like me, you're in luck. It's still in stock for us. And also, it's supposed to be in store. I know a lot of people are finding it, but Mario said it was going to be available as of November 7th in store, but people definitely have been getting it earlier than that. So must be in a lot of Sephoras already in store to pick up. I do have a little bit more glitter on my face than I expected, a little bit more fallout, but the mattes, I didn't have any fallout, virtually none. But the glitter is definitely falling on my face a little bit. He said you could use those as a highlight as well. So I guess that's kind of the look I'm getting today without having to try. It's nothing excessive, but I just wanted to note that there is some fallout. I probably still would use a little bit of adhesive prior to working with these glitters. That's just my personal opinion. But I do like the palette. I think it's worth it for me personally, and I wanted to do a review for you guys in case you're on the fence and want to see comparisons, swatches, demo, all that stuff. And I'm also going to be doing a second look for you in a trying new makeup, so that should be coming up soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this dedicated review on the new palette. Hope this helps you out. Hope you're in good health, unlike me. But I'm starting to feel better, so thank you guys for hanging in there and waiting for this review. I really appreciate you clicking on my video and spending some time with me today. If you have not already, I'd absolutely love for you to subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button, the bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next one.